Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vanesa Andrade, and I am going to talk about the 5-step language translation process. Why is such a strict translation process necessary? Because translation is a difficult task involving complex mental process. It needs to read and understand the source text, keep the meaning of message of that text in mind, select the most appropriate vocabulary in the target language, use the grammatical structure of the target language, compose that meaning in the target language, and make sure the new text encounters in a natural way. Now I'm going to talk about the first step. Step 1. Overview. In the first step, we have to scope out the text to be translated, how long it is, the writing style, if it is technical, the various sections, etc. Typically read parts of the text to get feel for the content. Then we may note key concepts or terminology that will need to be researched. Step 2. Step 2. Initial translation. In this step, the document is systematically translated in chunks of 5 or 10 words at a time. Each chunk will be discrete and complete unit of meaning, but sure to be retained in short-term memory. Because if it is very short, its production is not clear and unnatural. But if it is too long, it runs the risk of losing some meaning. Now, the step 3, accuracy check. It's the step first draft incompletely. Then we will methodically work throughout the translation, comparing each chunk of text with the original text without misinterpreting the meaning. Now the step 4, clear the mind. This step is very important. In this step we take a break, preferably at overnight. The idea is purely to clear the mind to ensure a more effective final step. And finally, the step 5, final publishing. In the final step, we have to reread the translation, this time without reference to the source document, looking solely at quality of expression. Now I'm going to talk about the caution. We can say that the professional translators learn this 5-step methodology as part of their tertiary translation studies. In contrast, the untrained translator often use processes that are not only best practice, but they are not robust and reliable to overcome the innate difficulties in the translation process. Now you are questioned, are each of the steps in the process strictly necessary? Absolutely. Because after the first attempt at translation will typically have some slightly clumsy or unnatural wording, and some aspect of meaning may also have been missing. This is due to the mental processing involved generally being too demanding for the translator to master both full accuracy and excellent expression in one go. That's why at first step we produce only a draft. Step 3 and step 5 are therefore vital for firstly ensure all source text meaning has been carried over into the translation and nothing has been missing, and then to polish the wording so it reads naturally and well into target language. The break in the step 4 is sometimes omitted for shorter texts, but generally makes for a much more effective final review. That's because the initial translation, step 2, and checking process, step 3, both require considerable focus on the source text. The effects of urgency or rushing on translation quality. The translation will be forced to rush, or even worse, omit the accuracy check and the final review of wording, decreasing the quality of translation. Precisely because translation requires complex mental processing, translators need to be sharp, focused, and have clear mind. The effect of rushing or excessive urgency is it will be much more likely to contain errors or inaccuracies. Also, some sections where the wording is not particularly clear, natural, and elegant. Now I'm going to say something. A further quality control process adds to six steps involving a review of the translation by a second translator. Thus, the highest assure of quality requires the right translator, trained and experienced. Adherence to this 5-step language translation process. A subsequent peer review. So that's all. Thank you for all.